Another fine Monday morning, but this is unusual for me. Up in a MEWP. Very rarely do I end up in these things. Anyway, see that? That's a buzz bar, is that? And then see that? That's a tap off box. Now, I've got two 4cx150s and a 150 Earth to get into that tap off box this morning. So I'll show you what I've been up to already. So, got the ratchet puller on, pulled the cable back into the bend, the best it'll go, because that's a 90-degree bend, that, see it? So there's no way that is going to go back and touch those bars. So we'll just have to see how good we can get the bend. And so I've measured it around there, and I've got Big Bird ready to do the cut. There it is, 4cx150 champion. So there was quite a bit on that, look, there it goes right the way up there. So I'm going to chop that down so I can just lay it in the bottom of the MEWP. I don't want to be tripping over it. So I'm going to chop that into 3 pieces now, and then I'm going to get to the one, which is there. I'm going to pull that back, lay it exactly the same as this one, and I'm going to chop that one down as well. Right, so I'm going to get a measure now. Here's the cable leaving the rack. Now I can't bend it to where I need to bend it. So, piece of FP 200, put it onto the cable. I want to show you what I'm going to do in a minute. So, put it onto the gland, and that bend there, I can cope with that. That's going to be achievable for this cable, to make that bend that I'm making in this smaller cable. So then what I do, when I'm satisfied, there we go, I transfer this along the length of the cable to there. Now it's just, look, there's the end, so it's just here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. So there we go, there's the end of the cable, and what I've done is I've put a little dot, and then I'm going to extend that dot into a line. There we go. I'm going to extend that dot into a line, and then I'm going to roll the, what the call's round it, the exhaust cutter, roll that round it, strip the excess off, gland it, put the gland on it, and then we're going to be up and into the hole. I'm going to do the earth after that, so I'm not trying to jump over 2 cables, and then I'll do the second one, which is just bent out the way at the minute, just into there. So there we go. If you haven't already got a set of these, go and get. I should really start selling them, shouldn't I? I should find out how I can buy them, and I'll sell them to you, hopefully at a discounted price. But you know that if I'm getting them, they're going to be the ones that I'm using. Yeah, I should really look into that. Anyway, exhaust cutters, they're the ones you want. On there, nice level line all the way around, and just rotate it. See if I can show you. I'm afraid there was no way to show you the exhaust cutters because I needed 2 hands to operate them, and there's no, I haven't got my tripod with me, and seeing as I don't know, what's that, 15, 16, 17 foot up, I didn't fancy the camera falling to its death. So anyway, we're at this point now. Now, people have laughed at me in the past for putting this wire, this piece of armouring around the crutch of the cable to bend the armouring off, right? They leave comments like, if your armour cut was good enough, you wouldn't need to do that. If you were a good, competent cable jointer stroke electrician, you wouldn't need to do that. Look, mate, it's good practice. In the summertime, not when the weather is high, what you get is this PVC is soft, it heats up. When you bend this, if you've got no protection on it, it bends the ends of the cable, so you get the slight fish hook thing, you know, that you get that going on. So if you've got this on, right, at all times, you don't just need it on in the summer when the cable's hot, you can have it in the winter time as well. It's just good practice, and you get one bend. So you can't tell me that my armour cut wasn't good enough, because that came off really easy. But now I know that I haven't bent those in a fashion that it's going to be difficult to get the gland started. It's just, that little thing takes 3 seconds to put on, yet it makes your life so much easier. There you go, dead easy. I'm doing it with one hand. So stick that on, and seeing as nobody else does it, we'll call it, what should we call it? The Joint Tech. Oh, hey, there's a thing. Come at me then, see if we can think of a name for it. Oh, I can't think of it now. Yeah, let's see if it can come up for a name, with a name for that, to see if you can go. Have you put your, what's it called on? Have you put your armour secure, whatever? See if you can come up with a name. That's difficult, that. And then I can say in future videos, I've put my such and such on, make sure you do. So there you go, write them down there. Champion that. I think I might have thought of one. Call it an arm attack, because obviously attack is only a temporary thing, and you're doing it when you're bending your armours off. An arm attack, not like someone running at you going, "Ooh." That's an arm attack, an armour attack. I think that's all. Tell me what you think about it anyway. I think that's all right. Look at this. Feel like that. I'm trying to give up as well. Right then. Oh look, I've got nose breath. Mrs. goes mad with that. Right, anyone work for a gland manufacturing company on here? I mean, might do, I don't know. Why do you do this? Or why do they do this? This is infuriating. So, obviously there's various stages to tightening the gland, a CW gland like this. So we've got this piece here, which I hold with a pair of grips, and then we've got this piece. So this piece, right, you put your grip, put my spanners onto it, and there we go, it fits nice. That's not going to slip, right, because it's not too big. Then when we finish tightening this bit, oh, power's gone off again. When we finish, hang on, let's have a look. We finish tightening this bit, we move on to this bit to get the compression, so the back nut pulls the compression in, right? Doesn't fit. Look. What's that? Millimetre? 2 millimeters? Right? So then you've got to adjust this to get it on to tighten it. So we'll have to work in the dark now, because this hasn't got a front facing light. That might not seem a bit of a massive pain, but it is really. That's like every time you tighten the gland, you've got to do that. That has got to happen. It is a right pain in the rollocks. There's only CMP that don't do it. So if you're watching CMP, get me on as a brand ambassador, and I'll get everybody I know to use your glands. I don't even think CMP have got social media, but they're the best gland manufacturers in the country. They work to BS numbers, British standard numbers, so you know that whatever size cable it is, that gland is going to fit that cable. And they're based in the northeast of England, so where I used to live. Give me a shout. Remember another thing, always do your cut for your crutch of your inner serve, of your inner PVC, on the outside, because it's much easier to get your knife all the way around the back than when it's in there. Look at this, is a plethora of knowledge today, this. They need tidying up obviously before I put, I've just noticed that, so I need to tidy them up. But I'm going to stick this in now. Oh, matron. Tell you what, I'll put this one away, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get a tripod so I can show you the next one going in, and I can show you a bit more footage. Although this is a little bit wobbly, can you see it wobbling? There, look. But we'll get there. Right, had a bit of an epiphany, and the reason being is this. If I had that cable in as well, they'd both be in here, and that cable would have obstructed me putting those in. So I thought I'll put the gland on it, which it is, terminate this one, and then basically the cable's going to come out of here, out of the front, and then I can go onto the front forward connections of the next set, and I'm not inhibited in any way. Look at me thinking. And there it is, done. So it took me about 3 hours. I had to do an induction and 8 o'clock and all that, so I'm estimating that I started at around 9:15, and it is, oh hang on, now I haven't changed that, so it is 12:20, so about 3 hours. I've just got to drop all my stuff now, the ratchet straps and whatever else, tidy my gear up and drop me down, and go and see what else there is to do, because I think there's some 95s to do in the switch room. But there we go, 2 4-core 150s and a 150 earth. That's not a bad morning's graft. On a completely unrelated note to what you've just seen, I want to just say, I usually moan about the design of jobs. This is terrible, that's terrible. However, this one has surpassed itself. The electrical contractor is MEWPs up in Scotland. Let's just have a look at this. So, in most of the switch rooms, I think bar one that they couldn't do because of something else, you've got this hatch, right? Cableway's there. There's another set there, look. Right? You've got a hatch. So the cable comes along the rack on the roof, comes along there, drops through the hatch and in there. Now, you might think, what innovation is this? Well, what you've got is about 30 foot through there that you can just take the slack of the cable, right? You can take all of that up, once you've measured it, drop it back in, no kinks, no messing, no... So somebody's gone, you know what? This needs thinking about. We're going to have a go and trying to design this. So MEWPs, or whichever design company designed it, little thumbs up. Well done, fellas. That's made me a really, I'm like Postman Pat. I'm a really happy man. Superb. So there we go. It's nice to end on a piece of good news. I'm quite happy about that. So if you did watch this far, again, little thumbs up, and see you on the next one. That's only short, but so am I.